Okay, we're doing a long-term review of the Galaxy Watch 4. Here's my screensaver. Well, it's locked, so putting my lock pattern to unlock it. I found it quite good. Battery life sucks a little bit. Going through it, you can have a look at your daily stats. You've got little icons, everything like that. You can set up your blood oxygen when you're sleeping, your ECG, blood composition when you last checked it. Got quite a few good little widgets you can have a look at. Overall, found it quite good, quite handy. Because I'm not wearing it, it'll keep go back into the automatically lock. So when you take it off, it's locked. Must-haves that when you first get it, you'll need to download it. You'll go into My Apps. As you can see, I got an update for Gboard. Gboard is a must-have app that you're going to have to download, because instead of the typing that you normally have in it, you download Gboard and it will give you a full keyboard where you can actually go through and set everything up. I found a few watch faces that are interesting. Probably Swift is the one that you're seeing on the phone itself. Runs dual time. You can see the battery on your phone. You can see the battery on the watch. Your heartbeat, your calendar. You can set up different icons and everything like that. But for some reason, if you go to put the steps on there, it won't show you the actual steps of the what the watch calculates. It wants it from the Google Fitness app. No, I'm not talking to you.
This is the top result.
As you can see, my phone likes to get involved. Reason why I got the phone there is to explain a couple of extra little things. I found it's quite good. Having a smartwatch, I've quite liked all these, but the one thing when you have a smartwatch, basically I want all the features working. I want everything to be functional and be able to use it. Unfortunately, the max battery life I'm getting out of that is about 2 days, 2 full days. You get about 2.5, but sometimes you're away, so you want to charge it on the second day. Now, unfortunately, you got to run two apps with this. So you have your normal Samsung app where you're doing your body weight, your stress, your sleep, and everything like that. But then when you go into the ECG, it's a second Samsung health monitoring app, as you can see up the top. Now, you have your blood pressure in there. The problem with the blood pressure that I found is you have to calibrate it monthly with a medical grade device, either at a chemist or at your local doctor here in Australia. They can be annoying. The ECG, right, you can run it every day, no problem. But as you can see, when you go back to your app, it's a separate app to what the actual Samsung Health app is. I don't know why they didn't put it all in the same sort of app. It would have been a lot better, in my opinion. Quite happy with it. I mean, it is a Samsung watch. I've always liked the Samsung watches, but unfortunately, for some reason, when you got all your features running, they haven't been able to get past the 30-day sort of mark on it. The 3 day, sorry. The 3 day battery life. These are down to 2.5, so really 2 days. And then you're going to take it back to a full day so you're not losing your charge. Also, running with the Google OS on it instead of the Tizen, you don't. The voice activation um, isn't optional. You're stuck with Bixby. You don't have to Google. Now, I find that frustrating because you can do a lot more with Google. Google generally has better feedbacks, it's better for picking up things, has better readouts and everything like that. I have the on off feature quite short. Also, I generally have it on a flick for the wrist to turn it on so you can have a quick look and then it turns back off. So I'm using the screen as little as possible unless I'm going through looking at the apps that I showed you and or doing replies or something like that. Bands are quite good. You can get a lot of different sporty bands are swappable. You can get a full phone protector with a touchscreen protector, everything all in one. It fully works. It can do all everything. So yeah, you can unlock everything. You can set everything up. You can run it basically however you want. It's yeah, everything works quite well. So yeah, I'm happy with it that way. Um, just a little let down over the battery life and the blood monitoring on it. If you're happy to recharge it every 2 days, no problem. I'm more with the Fitbits, we're getting up to a week before you gotta recharge it. Same functionality and same sort of things, like this is a Versa. You can do ECG and everything, same as a Samsung, and getting over a week. Also, sometimes with the Samsung, it's detecting sleep when I'm not asleep. Like I went to the movies to sit down, watch a movie, and it was picking up that I was sleeping, but I was watching a movie. The Fitbits have never been doing that. So I've been running the Fitbit and the Samsung side by side for the last 3 months, so it's a long time review. Step rate, the Fitbit gets a little bit better recording of the step rate. The heart monitor about the same. For some reason on the Samsung, it's occasionally giving me AFib reports with the ECG, but I'm checking same time with the Fitbit and it's always normal. So leaves a bit the question. I am healthy. I checked it with the doctor and everything like that. He said that there's nothing there, so I really don't understand why it's giving false sleeps. Why it's saying that I'm having arterial fibrillations when I'm not. The lack of Google Assistant, even though it's running a Google OS, is disappointing. A short battery life is also disappointing. I really thought Samsung could have done better. If you switch it onto a watch only mode, so you turn off all the features, and you run it as a watch only mode, you can get about up to 12 days. They say 14, but it's more like 12. But then you got no features. With the Fitbit, you can have everything full feature, full running, full everything, and yeah, it's gonna last. You're gonna get minimum 5 days. If you got 5 days out of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, I'd be very happy with it. But being stuck around the 2 to 3 day limit, I mean, that's been since the Watch Active 2, and you'd really want that to improve. Being on the Wear OS and not having Google Assistant, being stuck with Bixby is another frustrating thing. Um, and get around the keyboard with that Gboard that I said to download. The Gboard really makes a big difference when you're actually using something where you're typing. What would you type in? Let's go back. Yeah, it's very easy to go back with your buttons, everything like that. It's very easy to get into anything like ambient call recordings or typing. If you went to messages, I guess. I don't really use it for messaging. But if you went to start a chat, uh, let's go back. You can allocate your buttons to do whatever you want. Most recent apps and everything. If you door swipe to the right, it will go back. So if you go to the missus and I want to type and you select your keyboard option, that'll give you your Gboard. And there's your full QWERTY keyboard. And it will support your normal typing and give you options up there. Or you can swipe. So makes it a lot easier using the Gboard. But other than that, I don't know. I really like Samsung. I really like their products, but I'm not impressed by it. I expect a lot more, especially, being around now for over 3 months. You'd expect for them to have implemented the Google Voice Assistant on it, but they haven't. So that's my sort of review. I am a Samsung lover, but unfortunately, I would prefer the actual Fitbit over the Samsung. Better battery life. You do have your Google Assistant. If you go into your Assistant, you have a look. That's Google.
I focus on intelligence and rock a smart AI look.
So, you got a Google Assistant, which is a lot more useful than what Bixby can do. You can start timers, you can do everything with it. You can reply to text and all that by voice. It makes it a lot easier. But what would I give it out of 10? I'd give it a 5. I mean, using it and all that, I really like the Samsung. I really like the layout. I like the screen. I like all the extra accessories you can get with the protectors and everything like that. They're all great. The letdown is the battery life. The fact that you got to calibrate the blood pressure every month with a medical grade device. The false sleep readings and the false AFib reports they got a lot to do. I've done every update that's came out with it, and no Google Assist has come out as of yet. 3 months later. So if you're a Samsung fan, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it. If you're using other smartwatches and you know what they can do, you'll be looking more at the Fitbit either Versa or the Charge 3 is another nice Fitbit that has long life but just can't do the ECG. But if you want to basically something that's on exact par with this with Google Assistant and everything like that, you're going to go to the Fitbit Versa. That would be my choice over that, purely for the battery life, the Google Assistant, and the ECG is more accurate than what the Samsung is. Yeah, I try to tell you everything I can. That's my long-term review. That's what I've found out over using it over a long term. So it's up to you what you go with, but I would, if you're a Samsung fan, go for it. If you don't mind recharging it every 2 days, go for it. If you don't mind going in and editing your sleep record and deleting the occasional false sleep recordings that you get, go for it. If you want to get scared a little bit with the ECG and have to recheck it with your doctor, then I guess you won't mind it. But other than that, I mean, by looks, by aesthetics and everything, it's a beautiful watch. The bands are very easy to switch out. You got so many options. You got beautiful protectors for it and everything like that. It's just a shame with the battery life and no Google Assistant or things like that. I guess I was expecting more. Let down, I feel a little bit, but what can you do? I would really, honestly recommend the Fitbit over this, just from using it, from how accurate it is, and like on heartbeat wise, they're basically identical. When I go to sleep at night, they're basically identical. The only difference is when I wake up, I have to go into the sleep app and click on it, and then that will give me my wake up time. But a Fitbit, you don't have to do that. All the measurements for your weight and everything like that, they're all easy to do. If you don't mind calibrating it monthly to do your blood pressure, then you will be happy with it. You will get quite good use out of it. If you are a Samsung lover, like myself, you really will like it. I do. It's just I'm feel let down when comparing it to the Fitbit, because everything that you'd want extra in this, the Fitbit has, with the longer battery life, the Google Assistant, the more precise ECG reading and stuff like that. But I mean, both of them, you can swap out bands. You can see I'm running a Seiko band on a Fitbit. So, it's got watch protectors and everything else as well. Battery life kills this. I'm recharging this 2 to 2.5 times compared to once on the Fitbit. And if you're having a smartwatch, I don't know why you wouldn't want all the features activated. The more features you activate, of course, more battery life it's gonna eat. But that's why you have a smartwatch, is to have all the features activated. And with all the features activated on the Fitbit, you're getting 5-6 days. On this thing here, you're getting 2 if you want to get through every day fully, with no problem. 2.5 if you can stop somewhere on the third day and recharge it. But a lot of us aren't carrying chargers just for this at work, and it's sort of impractical on that bit. So I do like it. I do think it's nice. I don't mind the Wear OS ties and people were complaining about, but I was even happy with that. Um, I'd really go back to a Watch Active 2 compared to this because you're going to get the same battery life. You're going to get your heartbeat, your sleep ratings, your stairs, your sleep patterns, your basically everything except your ECG. That's the only reason why you'd go to this is for the ECG. But saying that, the ECG isn't very precise, and with the blood pressure, you calibrate them monthly. That's going to get annoying every month, so 12 times a year. So that'd probably be my full review of it. If you have any comments or any questions, just leave it down in the question bar and I'll write a reply if I haven't covered anything. I think I've covered most of everything. I mean, as for liking it, not liking it, I do aesthetically like it. It's just those four major things that I mentioned that I think are letting it down. And if Samsung can improve that, I will be going back to Samsung. But at the moment, I think I'm going to be staying with Fitbit for a while. It's doing a lot better job, in my opinion. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.